Hello, cousin.
Hello. How was your day?
It was very nice. I love visiting you in America. But a lot has changed since I was here 15 years ago.
Like what? Whatever do you mean?
I cannot explain it. People stared at me the whole day.
That is because you are pretty.
Ha ha ha. No, I think it was because I am an Arab-looking Muslim.
Ah.
Yeah, every newsstand I stopped at, there were magazine covers depicting the Middle East as a dangerous place where missiles drone and women are stoned.
But such depictions are not completely untrue.
Yes, but I also feel a sense of gender Islamophobia here. Why does every TV show and news article portray us as billionaires, bombers, or belly dancers?
Yeah, I know what you mean, cousin. It is definitely a little tricky to be an American Muslim in this day and age. Yesterday somebody said, I hope I am not offending you, but why are you not wearing a scarf on your head? Aren't you concerned about men seeing your hair? And do you think you'll go to heaven if you kill people and blow up buildings?
How awful.
But you know what, it's not that bad. In an era of intense political correctness, it is refreshing to have people ask me questions to try and understand our culture better.
That is an interesting way of looking at it. So this is all because of 9/11s?
I guess you could say that. 9/11 suddenly thrust Muslims and Arabs into the spotlight in a very negative way. You have to understand, anti-Muslim sentiments pervade the socio-political landscape through the news media. This really shapes mainstream America's view of Muslims and Arabs.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yes, it is.
How has that affected you?
What do you mean?
I mean in terms of your Muslim American identity. One side of you is Muslim and Arab, and the other side is American. The cultural conflict must be difficult to negotiate.
Well, I would say I live on the hyphen.
The hyphen?
Yes, the hyphen. I have one foot in both cultures. America is my home and I identify with mainstream American society. But I also identify with my ethnic culture.
That makes sense.
Yes, I enjoy aspects of both cultures. But I gotta say it took some deep thinking to come to terms with my Muslim American identity.
How so?
Well, I felt like I had to defend my religion and culture in the face of skewed public perceptions. After 9/11, we were all put on the defensive.
You felt like you had to defend yourself against negative perceptions about your religion and culture?
Yes, of course. I felt like I was a spokesperson for my culture and faith. I had to represent the voice of moderate Muslims in America.
But you barely know anything about Islam and our ethnic culture. True, you have grown up immersed in it. But are you able to talk about it articulately?
Yeah, I am now. I took an extra effort to study Islam and keep myself updated on current events. My arsenal is knowledge.
Your arsenal is knowledge. I like that phrase. So do all Muslim Americans live on the hyphen like you?
Research suggests that a majority of them do. But not all. It is difficult for some people to integrate.
But isn't integration the best? It seems the most healthy from an ethnic identity standpoint.
Yes. Research has shown that successful integration of both one's own culture and the mainstream culture leads to positive developmental outcomes.
Oh, you and your fancy words. What kind of outcomes?
Less depression, less anxiety, better social life. Basically more happiness.
Wait a second. How are you able to have such a healthy sense of ethnic identity when others are not?
Haha. I'm just special. But seriously, I think it is to do with my social networks. I have friends of all races and backgrounds and I feel very comfortable in American society. I feel a sense of belonging.
Interesting. I think if I was living here I would feel very uncomfortable interacting with most Americans and mostly hang out with people like me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Perceived discrimination definitely hinders social integration and can lead to social segregation and isolation.
Interesting. And if Muslim Americans are marginalized and keep only to themselves, then mainstream America may perceive them as not willing to adapt to American lifestyles and values. thus fueling more discrimination and marginalization.
Exactly. It's a vicious cycle.
I think that the media should try to do a better job of welcoming people of different backgrounds and creating a sense of belonging. The media should realize that they are a powerful force in shaping mainstream perceptions of Muslims.
Sure, that is a legitimate view. But it's also up to Muslim Americans to step out of their comfort zone and engage with mainstream society in productive ways. By being proactive in integrating ourselves into American society, we can help dispel widespread inaccuracies about our faith and culture. And at the same time, we feel a greater sense of belonging in mainstream American society.
How does one integrate? Host dinner parties with neighbors and co-workers?
Sure, that is one great way. But also participate in school parent-teacher associations and also interfaith community events. We need to actively engage in a dialogue and make an effort to not lead culturally isolated lives.
Yeah, that's good. So when people think of Muslims and Arabs, they will think of you and me, their moderate Muslim friends.
Exactly, and not subconsciously associate Islam with terrorism and the Taliban or suicide bombers and belly dancers or jihad and hijackers or Osama and Saddam and Al-Qaeda.
Hey cousin, I know a better way to integrate with mainstream America.
What is it?
Date many boys from all different ethnic backgrounds.
Ha ha ha, you are so right. In my opinion, that's truly one of the best ways to engage in cultural dialogue. But don't let Dad hear you say that. He doesn't approve of dating. He still talks about arranging my marriage.
Ha ha ha, but you grew up in America.
Yes, I know. What can I say? I truly live on the hyphen.